traffic now that we had a couple hours worth of driving down and a
couple hours? We didn't stop till 9.
Yeah, 6 hours is still a couple hours.
By the way, guys, it's almost 10 o'clock.
So, east we have Fiaura driving. You don't need to keep looking at the camera because you need to keep driving.
There's 12 car lengths between me and the nearest person, front and back, right now. This is like the most excellent opportunity to record anything.
See the things in front of us. See the Fiaura beside us. Ah! Alright, well, that was fun.
Is it working?
Yes, it is working well.
Cool.
Welcome to Nekocon, guys. So this was kind of the scene that we had as we
Alright, here we are with Fiaura at Nekocon. It's all set.
And here are a lot of the board games, actually, that were available to check out and rent. There was a lot of gaming here this time. We had a full hall, like 1,200 by 1,200 square foot hall that was just RPG, was tabletop stuff on one side, and what is it, arcade games and console games on the other side. Now I am disappointed there was not any PC gaming this year. There was literally none, and all the games were fighting games except for Halo and Call of Duty. So, and the one GunCon game they brought, like the arcade games I love, they never could get it working, and I was very, very disappointed with that. However, I did get to see this scene where a bunch of people are playing Cash and Guns and trying to debate who's gonna shoot who. So, yeah. I had a lot of fun this year at Nekocon. Now, there were some things, and I'm going to go over those things first. There seemed to be an exceptionally large amount of focus on voice actors this year. By the way, that's Geen in the Kitsune costume. Figured I'd show that first. But there were a lot. I mean, there was a voice acting panel every few minutes, but every 2 hours I think there was a voice acting panel from somewhere. But I personally, I didn't terribly have a lot of panels I went to, because a lot of the stuff I would have gone to, like live action acting out scenes, like last year they had Phoenix Wright and Homestuck and the Natalia countries and a bunch of stuff, but this year they didn't have it. They had one Homestuck, and that was it, which was a little disappointing, that aspect, and the total lack of gaming panels and gaming seminars was another great disappointment to me. They had this group called Action Arcade out with us, but other than that, I mean, you guys are seeing some of the cosplay right now while I'm talking. There wasn't a lot of gaming. There wasn't any gaming panels, and the Action Arcade guys, they were good, but they weren't what I would call amazing. Now, this video is going to contain a lot of cosplay that is not super awesome amazing, but is good enough. And kind of the point of doing this for me was to do, you know, the average random person doing cosplay. Like this guy is doing he's the Tokyo emergency rescue guy that you see in every anime, come running up with his kit like, what do I do? How do I help? And it's like, yeah, the superheroes got this. It was kind of awesome. We had really creative costumes that were just walking by, and people were fun. It was fun to have. Kakashi Sensei and Prince of Persia, and these are not super awesome. These are stuff you could do at your house, and that's kind of the point of what I wanted the first half of the video to be. Now, that said, I personally went to 8 panels, and I was in the masquerade, i.e. the costume contest. Now, I was disappointed in the lighting in the masquerade, because if you didn't have a super awesome, amazing camera to compensate for the stuff coming off the stage, you couldn't really record. You couldn't take pictures or record because the lighting would flare your lens out completely. Oh god, don't kill Geen! But you could, in fact, do... And then for the panels I went to, almost all across the board, no cameras. You were not allowed to record the panels. Which, again, disappointing. Last year they didn't have those kind of restrictions. Not many people had that restriction. This year apparently a lot of people had that restriction. So, I'm sorry to say. Now, I also don't have the best camera in the world. As you can tell from the little bits of motion blur and everything else, I don't have the best camera, and I know it. But this was kind of to look like something that everyone
Got something here to say. Hydrated, persevere, be determined. Those are the 3 things you need in order to survive.
And youth?
Power of youth!
Hi, guys, Sensei. And and now we're going to start getting into costumes that were awesome. Now, I spent a lot of time up in the Larp, and tomorrow we're going to hear about all of the fun stuff I did in the Larp this year. I am going to say I played Horo, the Wise Wolf, from Spice and Wolf. So if you haven't seen that particular anime, it's really good and cerebral. It makes you think, and it's less about the action and much more about the character development and the character interaction. And it's really, really
Do whatever you want then. Beat her up if you want. I mean,
But that's your call. Now, there are going to be little tidbits, as you guys have seen, where audio from the con comes through, and that's on purpose. Because people were doing things or said things that I thought, this is kind of entertaining. And apparently you put a camera in front of people and they go, I either don't know what to do or I'm going to do something really cute or really amazing. So that's what I got most of the time, was either they didn't know what to do or they really went all out with either groping each other, kissing, or doing some really interesting stuff on camera. And Pink Panther, it happened. Now this is my first time actually recording with a camera at a convention like this. So I totally understand that this is not the best footage in the world. It wasn't intended to be. My camera's a little $80 camera. It's not the best thing in the world. It's not the most awesome thing in the world. But I wanted to make something... I decided that, instead of investing in buying a new camera and investing in a $200 piece of equipment. By the way, that's Horo from Spice and Wolf. That's actually what she looks like in the anime. I was like, oh my god, I'm playing you upstairs. But part of it for me was to make this look like a home movie. To kind of show real people and what it was like to be at the con as just a random person going and seeing this kind of stuff. Now, we did learn a lot of lessons about using the camera, and we're obviously... Hello, Headmaster from Ruby. We're obviously going to, incorporate those lessons next time I do one of these videos, such as I'm going to decrease the actual size of the video to make the frame rate better, and we're not going to tilt the camera. We're going to keep it level the whole time, because the editing process, as you can see, results in the little bitty frame pictures. And now the Deadpool montage. Oh god, Deadpool and Spider-Man! But yeah, Deadpool montage. There's so many Deadpools. And last year they had a Deadpool panel where it was just Deadpool. There were 5 different people playing Deadpool who came up, and what? I don't even know what I'm seeing right now. How did this get in here? Geen, what did you give me? Geen was my camera person, my camera drone, all con, and, towards the end, we kind of learned a lot of lessons about how to work the camera and how to make it do stuff. Again, I've never done this before. This is my first time ever doing this, and I figured, you know what, if it's my first time, let's do it right. Let's make this look like a home movie. Hello, Toriel from Undertale. By the way, this is Red. This is not Ash. This is Red. He said he was playing Red from the Super Pokemon Master, apparently. I don't know what it is with... I don't know who that is, but sure. But again, this was a lot of fun. It's a smaller convention. There's only about there was only 6,200 people who came. But part of being a smaller convention means you get a lot more interaction with individual people. And during the Q&A sessions in the panel, you could really ask a lot. Like, I got to ask 12 questions at the Homestuck panel. I got to ask 12 questions. Because you could really, there was time to do it, and there were only about 80 people watching the Homestuck live action before we started asking the Homestuck questions. So, and you also run into the myriad of costumes you get at the smaller conventions, because everyone virtually showed up in cosplay of some sort. Now, I'm going to go over something real quick. Nekocon originally started as a furry convention and has slowly built itself into an anime gaming furry convention, and they still pay homage to the fact that they are a furry. They came in as a furry convention. Camera reception happening in front of you right now, by having what they call the Neko Cafe upstairs, which is basically a cafe where Nekos, i.e. what I was kind of dressed as, furries and fursuiters and whatever have you, act as the butlers and act as the waiters, waitresses, and butlers. So you can just be you go up there and you interact with them, and you can choose your level of interaction, your level of comfort. And people at the smaller con like this are really exceptionally accepting and tolerant, on top of the fact that they are willing to defend anyone regardless of what they show up in or how they present themselves. So it is the biggest advantage to the smaller convention setup, is nobody's gonna like be mad at you or get in your face or be absolute, I hate to say it, douches. And I swear to you, you are walking you guys can see in the background at times, you see how many people are actually in costume. It's not just like every fifth or sixth person is in cosplay at a smaller convention like this, like whereas Comic-Con there are, you know, a couple people in costume, but not every. At the smaller conventions like this is what it's like. Every third or fourth person is the exception to not being in cosplay. And you can see in the background, every time as the camera pans by, you can see a bunch of other Look at this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this shot who are not in cosplay. This is what makes this con amazing. And then people deciding what to do on camera, getting people just to interact with each other and have fun. It's a wonderful time. And I can say, by the way, this Fester, he was playing Fester, and he could get this light bulb to light up. So we were sitting here with the camera playing with it, and there it is. He gets it to light. He had it set up so he could light the light bulb in his mouth, which was awesome. Thor and Loki. There's just a lot of very, very, and most of these costumes you've seen so far are stuff you could make at your own home. And I'm trying to show people that, you know, you can do this. You can go out to a convention and get into a costume and be comfortable with yourself and have fun. You just need to pick a character and do it. I asked this puppet from Five Nights at Freddy's how much this was to make, and she told me it was only about $35 for her to make that awesome puppet costume. I got mad at Dave, so I tore up the pillows on our bed. Rawr. And simple costumes like that. Anybody can do this, guys. And it's for fun. You're doing it because you want to do it. And then we're going to slowly get into the really, really amazing level of cosplays as we get on and on. Now, I couldn't record at the Masquerade, like I said. There was too much lighting and lens flare. But this guy, oh my god, he is awesome. He did not realize he was actually on a video, so he set himself up, kind of showing off that he can actually move around in that, and that's homemade. He made that at his house. I think this is the third time we've seen her. She came, every time I saw her, she was in a different costume. The Dalek here is homemade, and actually, yes, it has sounds. He has a sound panel in there to do stuff like exterminate, evaluate, destroy. He had a bunch of different, and he would just be pressing them as he rolled around in his Dalek. Getting Saiyaman and Gohan together in the same picture, I just went, I gotta do this. I gotta have this like right now. Prussia and Austria from Natalia, right there. I mean, if you know these animes, speak up and say sweet. But a lot of this is anime cosplay. But again, it's mainly an anime and gaming convention. It is a smaller convention. It's in Virginia. But because it's a smaller convention, like, I got to talk to these cosplayers that you guys are seeing in these videos for 20-30 minutes and have them explain how their costume worked, have them explain where it was from, get all of those lovely details. And as you can see, a lot of them truly look very good. I mean, they're not like professional level, but they're made at home. And seriously, like, we started putting together a Horo costume for next year, because I know in the Larp next year I'm going to play Horo again. It was the first time I played her, and I had so much fun. Apparently 2 people were going to recommend me for best LARPer, and just didn't get called on. It was the last 2 people with their hands up. Go figure. Godzilla destroying Tokyo. I mean, and we have Sword Art Online. There's just, I can't say that I had a bad time. I had a good time. Now, I wish there was a bigger variety of panels. That is my biggest complaint. I wish there was there were way too many voice acting panels. There were way too many. There was almost none of the panels that I went to last year were present. None of the live action stuff I went to last year was present. It just wasn't here. Oh, you gotta hear this. Dan Hibiki from Capcom versus Marvel. Congratulations. There's just, and the people were really awesome. I can't say that enough. I had one person all weekend give me a problem, and immediately this like entire group who were together, who were all in Naruto cosplay, looked at him, grabbed him aside, and took him straight to security. I don't know what happened after that point. I just saw them walk to the security desk. But just immediately that happened. And as you can see, there's a lot of gaming stuff here. This is the Plague Doctor from Darkest Dungeon. This is the best Plague Doctor I've ever seen. Chrono from Chrono Trigger. He was there last year too. And we're actually kind of casual friends, and that's kind of nice. We met last year. I gave him a hug, and I went, "You are my favorite character from any RPG." Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, everyone. He even had the music playing the whole time he was walking around. But yeah, people are just generally awesome, and now we're getting into some of the really. Now, this cosplay's cheap. It's not that expensive to go get some white powder paint, and this guy, I don't know who he was, but oh my god, at the level of detail he went to, just all the stuff in his back, everything, and I don't even know how he moved around in that. And this Skyrim cosplay, I mean, this was, I think she told me it cost her a total of $100 to put it together, and a pair of jeans. Whoop-de-doo. But again, some of these are just, they're amazingly easy to set up, and I wanted to show this as kind of a home movie for you guys. Now tomorrow, I'm going to go over all the stuff that happened at the LARP. And I'm going to have it broken down in segments so you guys will have clear stopping points. The Pandaren here, I think he said his total costume cost was about $85. I mean, look at this. This is a good Pandaren. Even if it is World of Warcraft, and I'm totally not into World of Warcraft anymore, this is good. And we are going to be ending on Cabbage Man.
It is a video.
Oh. My cabbages!
So I hope you guys have enjoyed this representation of the cosplay at Nekocon. No, it's not the best video in the world, and I know. But it's a real video. It's real people, and it's showing you guys the myriad of cosplay. Not only so you guys can see like the really awesome stuff I saw, but at the same time just the, wow, that actually looks like it's really detailed and really cool. And That's what I wanted it to be about. I wanted this to look much more like a home movie, and that's what it is. So if you did like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more stuff by me, subscribe. Remember, tomorrow, if you're just here for the Nekocon stuff, there's going to be the entire breakdown of the Larp from Horo's perspective tomorrow. So you guys will get to see that. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, you can click on the ad at the end of the video, or you can click on the Patreon page. I'm sorry, I'm a little worked up right now. And the previous, what is the last time I did a really special video? I'm trying to look now, but it's right there for you guys. I've already found the last time I did a really special video, so you guys go take a look at that. In the meantime, this is Fiaura officially signing out for right now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye, guys.